better sit this one out.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Sythis, Harvest's Hand. Sythis is a Selesnya Enchantress commander, and she herself is an Enchantress, meaning she draws a card when an enchantment enters, or in this case, when it's cast. Sythis is so good because she's only 2 mana, meaning you can get her out and then follow up with all sorts of enchantment cards, whether those are enchantments that buff your own creatures, that protect your other enchantments, or take your opponent's stuff off the board. There's all sorts of different enchantments in Arena. And somebody requested that I make a Sythis deck using many of the new cards from Duskmourn. So here we are, taking Sythis into the queue with Soulmaker's Shop, and Enduring Innocence, and a bunch of other cards that have just been in Arena and doing fantastically. Previously, I actually have not built Sythis as a commander. And if you're wondering, why didn't you do that? I know you had a Calyx deck and you had a lot of fun with that. The answer is kind of basic. Sythis is a Hell Q commander, meaning she is incredibly good, and she is going to play against other incredibly good, oftentimes very salt-inducing commanders. Your Nadus, your Teferis, your Ruskos, and even though that can be fun on occasion, it's not the most fun when it comes to playing all of your games. But I'm still going to be taking this Sythis into the queue and enchanting some opponents. Rusko, Lockmaker. I hate this old man, and if you watch my channel, you'll know I hate this old man. I have a little bit of ramp. I have the potential turn 2 Sythis into turn 3 Case of the Locked Hothouse, but I think that the chances are that they have removal in their opening hand. So I think it's better for me to mulligan, and I like this hand a lot more. It has Esper Sentinel, which, against something like Rusko, who makes the clock and then drains your life by casting non-creature spells, they're gonna have non-creature spells. Kill spells, discard spells, counter spells, all of those. So you're gonna kill Esper Sentinel? Yes, they are. Okay. So like that would otherwise have been killing you. Nice. Land. I could go Jukai Naturalist. I'm gonna go for Sythis instead. Am I here being ageist? I'm allowed to hate Rusko. He's a horrible old man. He's a war criminal. I read the Brothers' War novel. R.I.P. Sythis. I'm not surprised. Jukai Naturalist helps me discount Sythis. I don't want to turn it into a reprobate, but I guess I could if I really wanted to. I think Yenna would be funnier than Sythis here. I'll swing in with the Naturalist. And you may notice that this appears to be some counterspell mana. It probably is. How do you go from making clocks to being a war criminal? Well, you take on an apprentice from another city, and that apprentice turns out to be a genius. And he starts making these things called thopters in your workshop. And the king, or whatever he was, I want to say he was like a king. King of Krug? He takes notice and he's like, this seems great. And then instead of using the thopters peacefully, like Urza wanted, they get used for, well, being horrible. They get used to drop a bunch of bombs on a peace meeting. That's not a joke, that's what happens in the story. Also, welcome, Deceptive. Yeah, essentially, he was doing, like, remote bombing of things. This was Rusko and the King, I believe, agreed to do that. And it kicks off a war, because this happens at, like, a peace conference. Whoops. They're taking an extra turn. How dare you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They could just play Virtue of Persistence. Creatures. They could get Esper Sentinel. That's it. This can destroy enchantments, by the way. But first... It's gonna be good. I don't even care what's on top. Bam. Rusko. Ended. Obliterated. Destroyed. GG. Light-Paws, Emperor's Voice. Kind of similar to Sythis in that it's a enchantments commander, but unlike us, they're looking to tutor out enchantments that make their creature huge and then just kind of slam you in the face. They can also use kind of controlling auras, things that shut down your stuff, and then grow their own creatures with the fetched aura. Ooh, Mothlight could be real fun, too. We'll start with Sythis. You want to trade? Yay! Yeah! And they kiss. It's very romantic. Here comes Light-Paws. So Light-Paws, when the aura enters is when they get the trigger. So if I respond to that with, say, Swords to Plowshares, then that would be a time, like a window for me to respond. I'm going to start by playing this Mothlight Processionist. Then I'm going to use both of you for the Jukai Naturalist. Weaver of Harmony. I'm gonna crack this open, get white mana. And I'm not even gonna wait, because they could have other protective auras. And I'd rather just get rid of her. They're saying, good game, good game. She's a bit of a glass cannon, but she's a glass cannon that could shoot hard. GG. Teferi, who slows the sunset, can untap lands, or creatures, or artifacts, or tap those three things. You kind of get to pick and choose which one you want. I'll choose to keep this hand. Since it has a bit of fixing, it has a discount. And of course, we could always just like roll out Sythis and hope it doesn't get countered. But you know how it goes. Sythis! Is it a wash away? Swords to Plowshares? There's so many different ways to get rid of Sythis on 1 mana. But thankfully, she only costs 2 mana, so it's not the worst thing in the world. This is, by the way, going to be Azorius control. Oftentimes with very few synergies specific to this Teferi. Sometimes you'll see a more artifact-based ramp with this guy, but yes, like that's an artifact-based ramp. But that's, I think, the big change that you might find. I kind of like actually playing Catilda, but it doesn't let me draw. So I'll play Jukai Naturalist. And I want to hold this as a potential buff. Because gaining tons and tons of life is always fun. This also gets bigger based on a number of enchantments I have. Enchantments and or spirits.
You want to be a great time mage? Put in the hours. And some.
What is this avatar? It's an onigiri that was the mascot for... I can't remember which Magic Con it was. So I'm throwing down this Mirari's Wake nice and early. Because, I don't know, there's something real satisfying about tapping your lands for 2. It also makes my battlefield strong enough that they feel forced to block to protect the fairy. Was it MagicCon Vegas last year, like 2023, that had the onigiri? Overwhelming Splendor. I mean, it's good, but it's not very good against Teferi. It does not stop Planeswalkers, which is uncool. Alright, so they're making me lose both of these. They said 10. Tap that for white. For white. And I'm going to exile their Teferi. Mana Acceleration. it's good. They just used a board wipe. They could have more single target removal. Plenty of planeswalkers in these colors can get rid of a target. They're ramping. So, like, as I said before, having the artifact-based ramp is real great for this Teferi. But they're now being taxed. So I feel I can play pretty much whatever I want here. And not have to worry about it. So I'm going to start with Sythis, because I'd like card draw. I'm going to throw down the Pilgrim, because it's going to let me tutor for any aura in my deck. And I'm going to take Ancestral Mask. I'm going to throw the Ancestral Mask onto the next Bloom Ancient. I'm going to play the Strength of the Harvest. I'll play this Borrowed Time. And then we're going to have Lethal. GG. Atraxa, Grand Unifier. She's a lot of card value. She also has Vigilance, Flying, Lifelink, and Death Touch. She's huge. She's a 7-mana 7/7, and she just puts a ton of cards into hand. But guess what? Esper Sentinel. You probably have some non-creature spells to go with your creature spells, and, well, you know what? You have as many different card types as you feel you could feasibly fit into the deck, because why wouldn't you? It just makes sense. I could go for Sythis or Sanctum Weaver here. I'm going to start with the Sythis. And pass. Oh, yep, and there is some removal here. They can pay the 1. That's fine. I got plenty of other pieces that I can play, like you, Calyx. I'm going to put the counter onto the Esper Sentinel, because this means they now have to pay the 2, which is far better than making them pay the 1. Smothering Tithe. They cannot pay the 2. And will I pay the 2? I'm just looking at what I have here to copy. Decline. But I'll have plenty of mana soon. Yes, I would love to make a copy of an enchantment I control. Thank you. 2 Sanctum Weavers means next turn they can each tap for lots and lots of mana. And then I was planning on starting to copy the Curse of Silence once they started getting closer to Atraxa mana. And then bam, no Atraxas, no problem. Nadu, Winged Wisdom. I think that if you watch my channel, you know what Nadu does already. But he's annoying and gets way too much stuff. And if you try to remove him, he's really hard to remove because he usually just puts more lands into play and protects himself, which puts more lands into play and protects himself. You know how it goes. It just keeps happening. I'm going to start by throwing down an enchantment, this Utopia Sprawl, so this will tap for 2 mana. So I can go Optimistic Scavenger into Sythis next turn, or maybe just pop down this Restoration of Iganjo. I like that. I'm going to go for the Restoration of Iganjo. Next turn, probably cheating this into play. The Optimistic Scavenger, and then exiling the Lava Spur Boots. Yeah, Nadu takes game actions. Actually, let's cheat this Sanctum Weaver into play. Optimistic Scavenger, followed by Borrowed Time. The boots are a very cheap way to trigger Nadu's ability. Any equipment that has Equip 1 has the chance of just like paying for itself, getting another land. Up yourself. In using these exiling effects on the creatures once Nadu is out, risks the chance of triggering Nadu. Oh, it will trigger Nadu. It's more like, will they hit a land when they have a landfall ability that triggers another? Will they have a Bresley Bill? Unctus. For 2 life or 1 blue mana, they can target one of their own creatures. Bringing out the Sythis. And using this cast out on Unctus. Oh, cool Mothlight Processor Nest. We're getting lots of good eerie triggers. Green and a little scry. If it's a land, absolutely not. Don't care. Swing it in. Yeah, we also, I would say, had a nice advantage of going first against a Nadu. Nadu, because it has access to so much ramp, delighted halflings, and everything else. They didn't happen to play any here. Can go off early. What do you even tap for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. Volatile Stormdrake. Who are you going to steal? My Sythis? I mean, you steal the commander, right? Cut me off from card draw while I'm behind? Well, behind in cards, not behind on the board. I'm ahead on board. I have so much stuff. Okay, no, they just went for the biggest thing in the scavenger, but that's tapped. It can't block. Oh, yeah. I have Convoke. Not that it matters. Just do the thing. GG. Nadu, Winged Wisdom, again. Yeah, it turns out that the only place that you can play against Nadu is in Helku. So if you want to play against or play your Nadu, he's gonna be up here with all the other trash, garbage, super meanie pants commanders. Like you, Sythis. Sythis is like, I'm not a meanie pants, I just want to cast enchantments. Evil enchantments. Yeah, if you play your Ruskos, your Ragavans, your Teferis, you'll also get to hang out with your good friend Nadu. Moonblessed Cleric. I'm gonna grab a piece of removal and put it on top of my deck. I'm thinking Ossification. Where are you? Actually... Sheltered by Ghosts. Get a new hot, fresh one. I love Sheltered by Ghosts in this deck. It protects your commander. It gives you lifelink. The +1/+0 ward 2 is huge. And it just takes out their stuff. It's ridiculous. This card is stupid. And don't be like, oh, but it makes you more vulnerable to a 2-for-1. Yeah, it does. Until it resolves. Enchantments of jerks? Yeah, this one is. Or this one is. It's really satisfying. This is actually kind of like a jank one, but when you get to win from Sigil of the Empty Throne, you feel so good about it. Hey, you got 3 mana! Play Nadu! Alright, no, they want to start cloning their Lotus Cobra. Well, I'm planning on exiling that, so... Cool. It's a classic Enchantress WinchCon. Mm-hmm. Hashtag blessed. By the moon! They still have a landfall effect in play. Springheart and Tucko. But this makes it harder for them to go infinite, where like you just keep cloning and cloning and cloning and getting more and more and more and more mana. Birds. Nadu. Holding up 1 mana. Monumental Facade. This is a targeting ability. They can put oil onto Nadu and his friends. It's weird, but yeah, it does work. Who's getting oiled up? Oh, they rubbed oil on their bird. Dude, that's weird. They also now have a hexproof indestructible +X/+X, but they may want to save that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to play Sigil of the Empty Throne. So many Nadus. It's a little time. At least this one's, they're good. They're going pretty quick about it. One thing that, like, kind of peeves me off a bit is when I play against a Nadu and they take their sweet, sweet time. Like, when you're playing game actions deck, you better be good at taking those game actions. Bristly Bill, now that is one of the engines of their deck. Let's see if they hit a land on top. If they don't, we know they have at least one more try. They hit a land. All right, so they get to go again. They hit another land. They get to go again. They hit another land. Oh my god, 3 in a row. Help! Sylvan Safekeeper now lets them sacrifice those lands to get additional triggers. Yep! Sacrificing a land. Seeing how big they can go to shore up. Sure is. You think Nadu should only match with Nadu? I wish. Oh no, they gotta fight! But do they have enough mana to kill Sythis right here? 1, 2, 3, 4. They don't. There is a chance, actually, that upon targeting, they could get another land, which would allow them to get through the ward too. But they don't have it yet. You think Nadu should match with Gretchen? Yeah, so you can counter it. So they're going to try to get another land first. They didn't, but they did find Renicus's Vile Duplication to make Nadu 2! And they're now tapped out. Bug. They found a land, so they get more triggers. By the way, each of these is going to add the ability twice onto every creature. And remember, every time they hit landfall, they make a new creature. So they could feasibly empty out every single land in their deck on this turn. And if they do that, they have a win con. They have it in hand. We actually can see it right here. It's Tyvar's stand. If they can get, let's say, 20 lands into play and give plus 20, plus 20. Remember, they can sacrifice these lands to get there too. They use Tyvar's stand for X equals 23, I guess they'd have to do. No, it could be slightly less, because they still have more triggers from the Bristly Bill, so they could put some counters on here. But yeah, the point is, like, they can get lethal with the cards that we can see, and because they have Sylvan Safekeeper to sacrifice these lands, on top of the Bristly Bill getting new additional triggers, we see at least one fetch here. I think the game is over. I think that they've won. They can win this turn. GG. Again, Rusko, Clockmaker. There's not that much diversity in this part of the queue, but I understand that. This hand has ramp, it has some protection, and it also has a way for me to make my stuff uncounterable, which I very much like. I will go ahead and grab my Fetch into Shock, Tommy of Bamboo Groves, putting into play the Restless Prairie. Oh, nice, neat. Oh, Mouse, thank you so much for the sub! So if I name Nymph, this is also a Nymph, which is kind of cute. Look, it's got some extra stuff. Can't get that washed away, because they'll be cut down, fatally pushed. There's a lot of things that kill it. Bloodchief's Thirst. Hello. Just a couple little guys. Toxic Deluge, Baleful Mastery. Nice. Ooh, Enduring Innocence. I like that card. Do I feel like replaying Sythis this turn? No. No, we don't. I feel like playing Enduring Innocence. Verge and swing it in. Do I feel the need to protect anything here? No. Even though it does not do anything, I'm playing the land tax. I'm just getting it out there. I got the mana for it. I'm being efficient and effective. I'll get to draw a card off of the Innocence. And I'm holding up protection with the Elcid here. Swinging in. Somebody in chat just said that Nadu and Rusko is the Nightmare Blunt rotation. Real. So it looks like this Rusko might actually have a an artifact sub-theme, but it's also possible that they're just running every single 2-mana piece of ramp to try to get Rusko out on turn 3. Okay, Witness Protection. I will give you protection from blue. Are you gonna hit it with something black after? Okay. My corn! Sythis now costs 6. Big innocence. Big Tonky. I think Elspeth Conquers Death could be nice here. Against control decks, often I'll want either a removal enchantment or something like Haunted Hollows. Hi, Narset, who is a bird. Narset, why are you a bird? Nadu got to her? Tragic. Ah, the Supreme William. Buried treasure. That's not mana, right? Oh, I guess it is. I'm just gonna throw down Sythis again. Because she can't be countered. Hi. I know you have a counterspell! You showed it to me! I don't get to draw a card, though. It's like, come on, Narset, why are you like this? Curse of Silence! Sure! Make these numbers go up. You go here, you go here. Curse you, Narset. Stopping my card draw. Ooh, they're paying a lot of life for that. I get one back. And also this Midnight Clock is now at 8. We'll get a fresh hand and a couple more spells and a couple more turns. Die. Bring him to 2! Narset once again minuses. My plan for next turn is probably using the Restless Prairie and swinging in. The Toxic Deluge that can't kill this because it's too chunkled. It's midnight! You know what? I'm actually going to do this right now. Because I don't think you have a Stifle, but I think you have a higher chance of drawing a Stifle. If they get a kill spell, cool, they get a kill spell. We swinging in. Don't want to give them the chance to possibly gain life off that. Baleful Mastery for the Student Lost. I do not get to draw the card because somebody the jerk. I'm cursing you. You can't play Rusko again. That's right. Now play some lands so I can get lands. Just let me have that. I think they'll counter whatever I play this turn. So I'll go for Elspeth Conquers Death. Yep, Disdainful Stroke. The only thing that's uncounterable are Nymphs. So Sythis and it's Sythis. You know what? I will sacrifice the Curse of Silence since I get to draw a card on your turn. Yes, I've been stroked disdainfully. I was gonna go for the Amarius Cull, but I like this more. Archon of Sun's Grace. Springheart Nantucko onto the Archon of Sun's Grace. And we bolt in to make a copy of the Archon of Sun's Grace. Tweet, tweet, you stupid old man! Get over here! They're opting. This gains them life, makes me lose life. Yeah, they might find Deluge again, Damnation. Soon they're gonna have that Blasphemous Pact card. That's gonna be a fun one. Alright, so they got single target removal. They got some Throat Gophs. They went for the Throat Gophs. Throat Gophers, sorry. I know, at this point, I'm abstracting the names of cards so far. It's Go for the Throat, and Gopher sounds like the animal a gopher. Stop gaining life! What did they discard? Glasspool Mimic. May I please kill Narset? Please? Okay. I'm gonna go for Case of the Locked Hothouse over Sythis. Hopefully it does resolve. This will allow me to now play cards off the top of my deck. Which, for next turn, that's actually really big. I might not be able to draw, but if I can just play off the top, I'd say almost the entirety of my deck is creatures, lands, or enchantments. The Meat Hook Massacre for X equals 0. What? You don't want to kill Rusko and bring him back? I guess they're just trying to use this up for the midnight clock. The classy bing bong ding dong. I'm being held hostage by a bird and an old man. If I target that, they'll use it in response, so they may as well. Right there. Oh, they didn't manually tap it. Opting. This gains them more life. I imagine eventually we will get Meat Hook Massacre 3. The threequel. I'm moving Rusko out of the way. They're blinking him in response. Rush. They get another clock. They're up to 10 life now. Cool. I got stuff done. Indestructible creature. Thank you, Case of the Locked Outhouse. You're amazing. You're exactly what I needed. That's why I put it into deck. Alright, so yeah, I'm a loser. I know. Okay, which card was this? The Insect, decline. The Spirit Token, decline. The Heliod. I will pay 3 life so you don't get it. The Insect, decline. The Springheart Nantucko, I will pay 3 life. And the Rusko, though they put him back in the command zone, so it's not even an option. Oh no, they just didn't pay 3 life because they only had 3 life. That makes more sense. 2 clocks. Bang bong. Nisian Wanderer. Iganjo. Forest. Sythis, who can't be countered, triggers the Hallowed Haunting, and it's going to also, once it resolves, shuffle the top of my deck. We'll put a land into hand, I guess. Let's see what's on top after that. Shard Mage's Rescue. This is not just during my turn, right? Nope. Okay, so I have a tiny bit of protection here. Remember, can't draw additional cards. Can do other stuff. Oh, they paid 3 life and did nothing? Well, hello, Nyxbloom Ancient. Goodbye, Nyxbloom Ancient. I could draw a card in their turn. Yeah, but they use the Infernal Grasp right there. Duress? Hi, listen. Listen. They're just doing this to trigger the clocks and make me lose life. I mean, legit, no, that makes sense. Frickin' Rusko. How close am I to land tax actually triggering? I wish it had a counter on it. Land. I'll use this to shuffle away that land. Or try to. Then my deck, shuffle my cards. What are you gonna do? Stifle it? Trust me, that's fine. Mirari's Wake. Come on, Hallowed Haunting. I'm counting on you. Yeah, move that land off the top. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop! I'm not attacking, and by the way, until I have lethal, even with one of my creatures dying. Didn't need to get there. Okay. Whew. Hate this old man. Ajani, Nakat Pariah. This kitty cat comes with another kitty cat. It's his brother, who he then usually tries to murder, because when you kill Ajani's brother, you get a Planeswalker. A really good Planeswalker. A Planeswalker that is so nasty, devastating, oh my goodness, that he's a problem. And they now have a way to prevent me from using certain types of removal by protecting him. I'm going to put that in the grave. Actually, I could use a third land. I'll keep it there. So I have this little problem here called Skrelv. I'm going to try, I think, to just throw down Sythis and hope she doesn't get bolted. Oh, she's actually getting reprieved. She's being put into my hand. I will have to discard here. And I'm going to discard the Ossification because I can't use it. I have no basic lands. Are you brother Skeeper? Yeah, you're your brother's murderer. There's usually lots of ways to sacrifice this token to get him to flip. You just keep making him relive his trauma. And this deck is also combined with, like, just generally incredibly powerful stuff. Whoa, wait a minute. Oh, now I get that. Cool. I ended up not having another piece for removal there. That's fine. Lightning Bolt! It turns into an enchantment on the side. I put both of the enduring enchantments, the glimmers, into this deck. Even though they don't trigger Sythis on their second entry, they do trigger the Constellation cards and the Eerie cards, which is really nice. This one also helps me cast more enchantments, and this one draws on Sythis and most of the tokens in this deck entering play. Hi, Laelia. Getting things from exile. Skrelv's coming in. I wonder if they have another piece of protection. Yeah, because, like, just Boros aggro is also quite strong. Towards the Plowshares? Anything? What's the vibe? I'm gonna hit the Ajani. They can play him again, that's fine. Hey, Overwhelming Splendor. That's what I was actually keeping you to tutor for. I'm just gonna leave it there. Listen, dies to a bolt, you get more cats. Yeah, Foundations does have cat typo cards if you want to build an actual Boros cat stack. Which, by the way, I have run into Ajani cats It is not strong enough to keep up with most of the decks in Hell queue, but it's still good enough because this card is so much value for 2 mana. A Mox Amber. A land. Not attacking with Lelia first. Ooh, going for haste? Haste on who? Boromir! Oh, hi, Squee! Everybody's coming in? Yeah, that's a lot of damage. I'm going to block Squee's little guy. To gain 2 life. I still take 5, 9, 10, 11. And then gain 2 back. Enduring Innocence. It's another lifelinker. Cool. Got me a land. Weaver of Harmony. I will gain life. I should also be drawing a card off the Innocence. And I'm just going to swing in here. Because I just want to make sure I have slightly higher life before we go back over to their turn. Being asked if I enjoy Hearthstone. It has been a very, very, very long time since I've played Hearthstone. By the way, if they'd like to, they can trade Boromir for Sythis. I'm fine with this. They're thinking about it. This does not prevent damage. It's not protection. It's just hexproof and can't be blocked by. Alright, cool. Back up to 9. Move my commander back to the command zone. If I tried the Bazaar. I don't think I know what that game is. Sorry. Is it a bizarre game? Or a Bazaar game?
Where shall we hunt today?
Curse of Silence. Cursing Sythis? It's an auto-battler of some kind? Oh, I don't play many auto-battlers. I'll occasionally play, like, teamfight tactics. I double block Lelia here. Yeah, I think I like that. They're not making it unblockable to a color. Lelia is not a cat. Notably, Lelia is not a cat. Oh, is Rarin playing it? I could reach out to him and ask if he wants to play it with me. He's usually pretty nice about, partaking in card games with me. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The only enchantment I have to play here is Sythis, so I think we're just spitting out a bunch of non-enchantments here. Yenna, Prismatic Vista, and Inessian Wanderer. Actually, Starfield Mystic. With the discount from this, that gets me potentially this Overwhelming Splendor. Also, we draw a card, yay. Oh, it's the auto-battler made by Reynad. Yeah, I think that he didn't reach out to me about that game, but, like, somebody he works with did to ask if I wanted to play it for, like, the early access. My head's too full of Magic the Gathering for me to think about anything other than Foundations right now. But if people express interest in, like, wanting to see the game, maybe we can play it. That could be fun. It's like a PvE Slay the Spire. That's the kind of game I enjoy. It's just hard for me to play them on stream. Johnny, Squee, and a couple of kitties. Oh, they're going super wide. Making it so Squee can't be blocked by Yenna. Squee's little friend can still be blocked, though. So, planning on taking 6 there. Block, block, block. I want to focus on blocking red permanents if I can. So, if Ajani flips, I won't be in as much trouble. I'm not dead, but being at 2, also 4 poison, is not really where I want to be. Right now, Splendor would not save me. What I need is some life gain. Sythis, you could gain me some life. Just a little's all I need. I think they will sacrifice this. I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't sacrifice the Sunbaked Canyon. That should be like Lightning Bolt. We draw. Iliad's Pilgrim. My best life-linking aura was already used up there. That could help. Could. I don't think I have a good way out of this, though. Oh, wait. There we go. Face damage. 4 to the face, 4 to their own creature. That's a very funny piece of tech. And we lose! GG, Ajani. Teferi, hero of Dominaria. You know him. You hate him because he's just the Azorius control guy. He draws cards, he untaps your lands so you can, you know, play more stuff. He's generally just kind of a pain in the butt. I am going to keep this hand. This is probably going to be a little tricky, though, since I don't have anything on turn 1, other than, I guess, cracking this open. And I am going to do it here so it doesn't get stifled or anything. Getting the Surveil land and looking for something else. Okay. Yeah, he's very annoying to play against because there's no downside to running board wipes when your commander is not a creature. Scatter Ray. Bye, kitten. I like cut myself off, I think, when I was saying what I was gonna do here. Whatever, doesn't matter. Also, Pride got countered, so no kitten tokens. It is a mystery. Sythis. Wash away. Quantify. Wash away. Alright. Maria's Call. Yep. Four mana. I wonder if this is going to be a counter spell. Guess we'll find out. Messian Wanderer into Weaver of Harmony. Okay. Could be something in their hand that targets that. Oh, I whiffed. No lands. What format is this? This is Brawl. It is a bit like Commander. You have a Commander, but you start at 25 life. It is still 100 card singleton. That's a Day of Judgment. I wonder if this is going to be Doomscar or Extra Turn. There's a lot of different ones it could be. Italics and a plus. Solitary Study. Cool. I love infinite cards. I prioritized while they were tapped out getting this out. They can tuck it with Teferi, but this... Yeah, so this is something that's a little harder for them to deal with. By the way, I can't exile Planeswalkers from him. I wish I could, but I can't. It's very silly. Sythis! Followed by the Endless Corridor. Sythis gets first strike. They still have 5 mana, and they'll be able to untap too. They're rearranging their hand. Rainin' and Stormin'. With the next set, there's going to be another extra turn spell, another recurable one, so we'll have Time Warp and then another one. I can't say I'm a fan of that. Hi, Sythis. Bye, Sythis. Sythis is being told to get lost. Get out of here. Okay. Alright, I guess. You're so mean to Fairy. Alex, Destiny's Hand. Countering it. Use the Moon-Blessed Cleric to try and put something that can take out Teferi on top of the deck. I think that just a low-cost one is a good choice. Ossification's probably the cheapest. I think Reprobation should work on Planeswalkers. What do you guys think? Where do I get my stream music from? It is a playlist I made. It is a couple different artists on there, but it's called Jamazonian. I just put the link in chat for anybody who's watching this on Twitch. Jamazonian, it's 697 songs and 42 hours long. So I feel like I don't have to hear too much repetition throughout the week. Yeah, trying to make it so they have to deal with both the Moon-Blessed Cleric and this. Alright, yeah, that's an annoying card. But you know what else this card is? A Reprobate! They're probably gonna discard a card and tap it and give it hexproof. But then, I'm gonna try attacking Teferi. One of these will work, right? Surely one of them will work. Maybe. Debatably. It'd be nice if one of them worked. I see them just being like, yeah, Problem maybe? Yeah, problem maybe. They just countered that. Is this card or that card? Thank you. While they're tapped out, try to get a creature out. This isn't a creature until I get one more devotion, but feel like I'm very well set up to get more devotion. In fact, unlocking solitary city. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that gets me another devotion in a kind of cool way. Neat. Hi again, Teferi. So we'll see if they go for the big life gain and card draw here. Or if they want to leave this up to be defensive. They still have this card in exile. I am going to start by actually playing Solitary Study. Then I'm going to unlock the other Solitary Study. And the other Endless Corridor. Giving her first strike. Try to put a counter on her too, why not? Found a land instead. Alright, how about a counter on Heliod? Stop having card advantage. Okay, thank you. This is also card advantage, by the way. So Teferi costs 9 mana. They currently do not have 9 mana. So maybe I have a sweet brief reprieve from Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Now they can gain a ton of life. They're already at more life than me. But with Heliod, I have the potential to also get more life. What are you looking at? What are you looking? Don't look at my stuff. Oh, do you have a River's Rebuke? Would you please not? Nor Rift. Temporary lockdown. Okay, they're looking at what costs too. It's literally only this. I'm not sure why they did that. Maybe they thought these would get hit. If I only had one door unlocked, they actually would have been hit. But I don't. I have 2. No settle the wreckages. Let's exchange these life totals a little more. I will attempt to use the Banishing Light on the Dream Trawler. They can discard. The fact they're protecting it makes me think they don't have a board wipe, which is nice. The Tilda! She's a 7/5 and she has protection from vampires, like you, Teferi. He's like a soul vampire. Drains all the fun out of my life. I will offer them a trade in these trying times. That's not card draw, but yeah, okay. It's seeking. Seeking. Catilda dies. We gain life. I'll throw the counter onto Heliod. They do not have Farewell mana, but they do have Sunfall mana. Now they have Farewell mana. Very Time Raveler. Bouncing Heliod back into hand and drawing a card. Yeah, it's true. The mana value rulings about these are very strange. Oh, they had Doomscar the whole time. They were just like, ugh, stupid indestructible garbage. No, I agree. Stupid indestructible garbage. Oh my god, I could actually afford to play Sythis. That's so crazy. It's been so long. Also, Bro, what the hell are you doing running Dust Bowl? That's so nasty. You nasty Teferi Time Raveler? You and Hero of Dominaria together? Getting these on-cast abilities set up is really big to me. They now have enough mana for other Teferi. They draw. Or do they tuck? They draw. 3 mana, I do not need to worry about a board wipe. They've already used Doomscar, which is the 3 mana board wipe. Sigil of the Empty Throne! Disallow. I'm sorry, which allow? This one? Okay, that's fine. Flowering of the White Tree, Kami of Transients. We still have tons of stuff. We have card draw. We can kill both Teferi. I feel pretty good about this game, and they agree. I'm the winner. GG. Tamiyo, Inquisitive Student. Typically a mono blue deck. Because Tamiyo's silly good on her own. She's easy to flip, you just need to draw 3 cards in a turn, and then her +2 negates most damage. And like most mono blue tempo decks, she comes down early, draws you cards, and, well, counter spells are very good in 1v1, which is actually why I kept this hand. Because on turn 2, I have a Destiny Spinner. And it's always been my destiny to have uncounterable creatures and enchantments, which is most of my deck. I don't even have white mana in this hand, but it's just like, I go first, and if I can get this Destiny Spinner down on their turn 1 after they play the Tamiyo, then that's great for me. So there, Destiny Spinner. Make my creatures and my enchantments uncounterable. Now hopefully I can actually, like, play my spells. But if I can't, fine. They're ramping. There's some white mana. We love us a white mana. I'm feeling Sythis or Borrowed Time. I'll wait until they, like, commit into flipping her. Sythis! Mono Bleen counterspells. Okay. I accept these terms, though I dislike them greatly. Are you gonna turn her into a frog? Is Sythis a frog? Be honest, is Sythis a frog? No, she's just in my hand. Okay. Destiny Spinner. A withered retort! Sythis again. Want to flip her? Flip her. Flip her, flip her, flip her, flip her. Why don't you flip her? Draw white mana. Good enough. Negated. They can flash out that Brazen Borrower, and it gives them a pretty decent clock. But wait. There's Clue. That's a second card drawn per turn. I'm gonna go for number 3. Tamiyo flips over, and she's going to be +2ing and preventing all damage dealt to her. Unless I get a big buff. Bigger than this kind of buff.
Use your words.
Tamiyo, what do you think about seals? Like the animal? You don't like them? I think they're cute. That's a shame. She's already up to 6 loyalty. Ugh, Brawl. He's Brawly annoying. That's the alternate commander, we'll say. Unfortunately, Calyx, on his -3, can only hit creatures or enchantments. He can't hit planeswalkers. We're gonna go for creatures I control get +1/+0. And then creatures who are enchantments get +1/+1. And then we shall die, Tamiyo!
That tome is one of a kind.
I don't care, Tamiyo. You need to leave. So they now have Cyclotic Rift mana. So I'm gonna start with an attack. Could use Restless Prairie here. You ever just feel like you know? Tamiyo! Die forever.
My research is
I don't care. Because I could have drawn an extra card here. Whatever. Leave! Leave! It's like getting late in the day, by the way. If I seem more manic than usual, it's because I've been playing against Rusko and Teferi and Nadu and other Teferi. And now this? What are you doing, huh? Stealing my Sythis? It's very rude of you. I mean, I don't actually mind that much if you take her. Because I have, I'll just say, a lot of very good cards. You gonna counter it? Oh, they're actually exiling it on the stack, but they can't pay the one, so like, nerd. What am I feeling next? Flowering of the White Tree. There's like a stopper from being able to attack in. This flippies. Mystic Subdual. So you pay the 2, they do. The Storm Drake is now a 2/3 on the ground. And look at that, they even got value off of my Sythis. Good for them. I'd say this is one of the more must-counter cards. That's not a counter spell, but it will still do some work for them. Thank you for the card draw, I appreciate it. Next turn, they can flip Tamiyo. We do have a way to try to exile her if they do. But I think they're more likely to just hold up as Kanta and Brazen Borrower. Actually, they have quite a bit of mana. Like, they have a lot more lands than me because of all the card draw. They draw. You drawing again? You flipping that Tim Tam? They sure are. Swash. The plus that prevents. Talik's Destiny's Hand. Oh, snap. What are you doing with it? I'm surprised they didn't save that for Overloaded Cyclonic Rift. Because that also would have gotten them back their Stormdrake. You paid the 2. I don't really want to trade the Esper Sentinel. Oh, cute. Absolutely.
You're so disruptive. I am not defenseless.
All these little card advantage engines. They're going to make it so the Restless Prairie is just an island, right? Yeah, it gets rid of all other abilities. This is the spell I most want to resolve here. I'm going to actually play the land first. Hallowed Hun. Does it resolve? We'll find out. Commandeer. You want to take it? Go for it. What? I'm not going for your creature, I'm going for your Tamiyo. I guess they could replicate instead of paying the 3. Oh, okay. Cute. I'll attack Tamiyo! Again, I don't want to risk this Esper Sentinel. It's one of my card advantage engines. So this Commandeer I'll have to be mindful of. The fact that they can take one of my non-creature spells. Thankfully, most of these pieces here are going to be creature spells. Like, just as an example, Yenna. And Catilda. Look, you even have a flying blocker. You love flying blocker. Deduce? Alright, so they're gonna deuce. You pay the 3. They paid the 3. I'm going to unlock this corridor to give Esper Sentinel first strike. Also, to get another one in my hand. Alright, how about you two swing at Tamiyo? And do I want to guarantee her dying or just kind of pressure her? I'm just going to pressure her. Oh, a Tidebinder! A little late on that. She doesn't have any tides to bind. Oh my gosh, they're double blocking! Sure, whatever. Bias for Sentinel. I appreciate everything you did for me.
So disruptive. I am not defenseless.
You can block this. You got a Brazen Borrower. Which I believe is not a vampire. Nope, not a vampire. Had to check. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's a fairy rogue. Could be that odd mono blue vampire. Okay, is Kanta. What are you looking for, huh? River's Rebuke? Aww! It's Frogify. En masse. Thankfully, we have some ward here. That makes it a little bit trickier for this. So this is for each spell that gets cast by either player, they can copy it. Okay. She's a legitimate business person. I think Yenna's priority number 1, though. Because she can copy the Banishing Lights. Yep, so that's how they're gonna do it. Look at this. This thing's so great. I'm so glad it resolved. Oh, hey, that means I'm free to start casting some non-creature stuff, too. Hey, Tamiyo. Hey, Tamiyo. Guess what? I have lethal. I was gonna exile the Snapcaster Mage and just attack. I needed to play, like, one more buff, the Solitary Study. No, we're winning. GG. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. I hope you enjoyed seeing Sythis draw a lot of cards, gain a lot of life, and help us just live our Selesnya dreams. Green-white having card advantage on a 2-mana card in such a robust archetype, this Enchantress archetype, is great. And the deck performed very well, even against some of those very salty commanders. You know, the Ruskos and the Teferis. I was actually a little surprised I didn't run into a single Ragavan while I was recording this video, which, what a shame. I'm so ready to fight against some Ragavans. I got my 1 and 2 cost cards ready for blocking. I'll trade a Sythis into a Ragavan, and they know I will, but she probably would just get bolted first. If you're looking for my deck list, it's in the description below. And if you'd like to suggest a commander, please do leave a comment letting me know what commanders you'd like to see, or if you liked this deck, or if you're just like, ooh, I didn't even know about Hellq. This is new to me. Well, yeah, I made a whole video that was about some of the Brawl matchmaking. They do change how different cards and commanders match in Brawl every so often, but for the most part, many of these are static in the queue. Like, you're going to be seeing Kinnan and Golos and Sythis, wow, cards like that all the time if you're playing other very powerful commanders, or just really good control commanders. I was actually a little surprised to see that Tamiyo, since just a few weeks ago, she was not matching that highly. So thank you to whoever working at Wizards of the Coast made it so Tamiyo is now playing against the other Nasty Boy decks, because she's a Nasty Boy too. This deck, though, it's very fun. You can actually take some of the, like, less serious cards out, like Yenna, and just keep adding in more protection. Just as an example, you could run in... I don't have Greater Auramancy in this deck because I like running more auras. Sterling Grove, it's a good backup to that. There's a lot of cards you could put in to help protect Sythis as well that I'm not currently running, or you could put in more Enchantresses. In this version of the deck, I have Sythis as an Enchantress, and I have Sythis Champion. And that's all I felt I needed because she's so cheap. Even if she dies, I can recast her. And I have enough card advantage off all the other things in my deck. This is a very fun deck to get to pilot, though, if you like Selesnya. And I do. Well, like, a lot. I love playing Selesnya decks. In fact, over Sythis, I actually prefer playing Calyx because he's got a bit more of this, like, tempo, buffing, playing auras feeling to him. And that could be really, really fun to get to play. So I'll also recommend Calyx and Sythis if you want to do Selesnya Enchantress. Yenna is fun, Calyx is fun, but these are definitely lower powered, so you won't have as intense matches on either side. Like, your opponents won't be doing quite as much, and you won't be doing quite as much. Unless you happen to just, you know, draw your Sythis and your Calyx that you happen to have in the deck. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and have a brawlful day!